it's me, Sarah. I'm back to share day 13 prep with you guys. Or day 14, I'm sorry. Day 14.
Okay, so here I am with an envelope that we got from my husband's Christmas party. I'm gonna take it and I'm explaining to you that I'm gonna use it as a tuck spot. I folded the top part over so I can use part of it on the one side of the right side page and the other on the other part of the page. So I'm gonna take this journaling card and I'm gonna put it on the front flap there. That's gonna be a tuck spot. Just line it up there. I'm gonna ink around it a little bit. Well, first off, I'm gonna show you this letter a little bit, and then I'm gonna end up inking. I'm gonna end up being able to journal on the letter, and then I can journal all over the envelope as well. And I can journal on the left hand side and on the green side too. So now I'm going to ink up the journaling card. And there's a hole on the journaling card I poked out. I thought maybe I would hang something from it. So now I'm going to glue it on, but I couldn't decide where I wanted to glue it. So then I decided just to draw around the tag so I know exactly where I want to put the glue. So when in doubt, just draw around it if you can, and then you have a guideline and you know where to put the piece that you're gonna glue on. That's like a little bit of a pocket because it's an envelope that I folded over, and I'm trying not to glue on the open side because when I opened up the envelope I tore it. So that's why I wanted to be careful to begin with. So I placed it on there. The hole covers the part that I'm gonna end up using anyway, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to use it, but I tried to keep the glue from going in there. Now I ink up the back a little bit so the white isn't shown as much with the green ink. So now I'm taking the journaling card that I made a while ago. I stamped it with the Tim Holtz poinsettia stamp, one of his blueprints. And I decided I'm gonna just glue this the whole way down and put it on the page there so it'll flip up and flip down. I was going to make it a pocket. Now I'm going to quarter round the corners and I'm going to leave it for it to flip down because I have enough bulk on this journal. Now I'm deciding how I'm going to keep it shut, and I was going to use a paper clip, but then the paper clip just wouldn't work. So then I wanted to use this 14, and I was deciding back and forth if I wanted to use it on a journal card or if I wanted to use it here to hold it, to keep that down, and that's what I ended up using. So I end up gluing it on here so it'll hold that flap down. So I'm pretty happy with it. I was messing around with it, and then it just wasn't holding down really well, so I decided to add a little bit more glue. And I did put the flap in there, which I probably shouldn't have. It didn't really affect it, but it was getting a little gluey, so make sure you watch that. So then I put this on so I can make it a tuck spot. And then I realized, oh, the way I'm putting it on, I can't use that side. So I wanted to cut the other side open so I could put a tag in that side. And of course, it was giving me a hard time. Finally got it. So then I decided, what am I going to use to hold this down? And I end up using those number paper clips, kind of look like Tim Holtz. But these ones have numbers on them. I used a 1 and a 4 for 14. It ends up looking really cute. I like how it turns out. Now I'm looking to decide what I'm going to put on the journaling card because it's really blank and it just needs something. But first, I wanted to add something to the bottom, and I was messing around deciding what else do I want to do, and eventually I end up finding an old postcard. So there it is. It's the first one that I picked up, and it ends up working out really well because it has poinsettia on it. It has some berries on it, and it also has the pine cones. So it just worked out really, really well. I'm searching through all the other ones, and it's just not working. Like the one that I picked up, the first one I picked up, ends up working out really well. So I turn it on inside, and I decided if I want to have it a flip out or I don't know. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It just wasn't seem like it was working right. So I'm still trying to debate what I want to do. It just didn't seem like it was working very well for me. And it just wasn't sitting right. I thought about putting it in the pocket. And then, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was wanting to fit there. I tried to tuck it underneath the tuck spots. Just wasn't working out. I had to find something else. It just wasn't working out for me. So that's when I decided maybe I should try to decorate the journaling card. Maybe that'll help me decide better. So I'm going through all these Tim Holtz die cuts to try to find the right one. I ended up going through the mini ones. I find these poinsettias. And I was going to use the two on the corners. They seemed like they'd be pretty cute. And then it just seemed like the middle was missing something. So then I decided, well, it's not just that. And as I'm going through them, a bigger poinsettia ends up falling out. I'm like, man, that one looks cute. Maybe I should do all three. But then it just seemed like too much. So I decided just to go with the one. And I start putting everything else away. And then I was looking for something else to back it up with because it just seemed like it needed something different. I even thought about using that wreath, but it just seemed like it was too big. It just wasn't fitting it right. So I go with the poinsettias, and now I'm looking for something to put on the back of that. So I find this piece of corrugated cardstock. I happened to get it in a package I got that day or the day before, and it just seemed to work out really great. So I grabbed some of the green ink and I distressed it up a little bit just to tie it in a little bit more, give it some depth. And I really like how it turned out. Just seemed like it was missing a little bit more, so I decided to find a little piece of it's a textile, it's like a ribbon, fuzzy ribbon. It just ended up working out. So I put that behind, in between the die cut and the corrugated cardstock. You'll see how it comes together. It just really does come together. It really looks really good, I think. Just messing around with it, trying to figure out how I want to put it. Just using some fabric tack to glue it down. Now I'm just gonna glue it down in the middle, and it seems to be working out really well for me. But the postcard just doesn't seem like it's working for me. So I'm going back there, thinking maybe I should put it over here, or I end up putting it in the pocket for the next day. It actually ties in with the envelope, and it makes it really pop, and it looks really cute. So now I'm debating if I want to use one of those charms to hang from that hole in the tag, and I was gonna use the bell, and I placed it up there, and then I just decided it wasn't gonna work, so I ended up not using it. So then I found a little book page booklet that I put together in a tutorial. I showed you guys how to make this, and I thought, well, maybe I can pop it up underneath here, and then I think, well, maybe I could put it in a pocket. And eventually I did put it in the pocket, and I thought I was going to keep it there. And I thought about putting a paper clip to hold it in. So then now I go to the envelope and I decide, what am I going to do here to keep it shut? Tried shoving up underneath that paperclip, it just wasn't going to work. So I then decided, okay, I'm going to use a die cut. Which one do I use? So I'm going through all the die cuts. At first I was going to use the tree. Just didn't seem like it was working right. And then I found this one that had a menu on it, and I'm going to a dinner, so I was like, well, that's perfect. So I inked it up with some green ink, and I glued on there, and it ends up turning out to look really nice. And it keeps the envelope shut. I do distress inside the envelope a little bit off camera, just to tone down that whiteness from opening up the envelope. So I ended up moving that. I didn't like it. And I found a little tag. Well, first I tried using an envelope, and the envelope wasn't working for me. And then I found a little tag. It's from a different Stamperia paper pad. It's botanical. Oh, what's it called? Something botanical. Or botanical something. Winter botanical. So I thought I was going to use that. I tucked it in the one pocket. Wasn't working out. Tucked it up there in the tuck spot. Seemed to be working out okay. I wasn't a fan of it really that much, but I was trying to make it work. Then I thought about using a saying to decorate the corners. The top left corner and the bottom right corner just looks so bare, and I wanted something to fill it up. But nothing was popping out for me. I even tried using that tree on this tag to make me feel happy, but it just wasn't working. So now I just let you know that I did the flip up, flip down, and it tucks in there behind the 14. Put that journaling card on there with the paper clips, and then the back has the envelope, and I use that to hold it shut. A little menu die cut. I tried using that paper clip again, but it wasn't working. Okay, so here's my journaling for day 14. I just journaled on here, and then I flipped this down. I journaled underneath. I didn't journal here. I might put a couple pictures, and I did journal in here. I'm gonna put a picture in here, and might use. I might do that though. A little Tim Holtz paper clip. Alright, I'm putting a Tim Holtz paperclip here. I had to do a voiceover on this part because my husband was watching TV and some music jam come on the TV and it was really loud and I wouldn't be able to share it. And I journaled underneath here, and I might put something in there later, don't know what. And then on this side, I journaled inside here. So, yeah, so that was my day 14. We had fun, nice getting out of the house, actually doing something for a change. But, yeah, so I'll be back to share day 15 with you guys. And until then, I will see you when I see ya. Later.